Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to go ahead and do all of our opening ceremonies and stuff. Miss Blakey, CTE director, is going to welcome y'all right now.
Good evening to everyone. My name is Carmen Blakey. If I haven't met you yet, I'm the Director of Career and Technical Education for Garland ISD. This is a new position for me, so you wouldn't have seen. I was here last year, but I was here as a principal. So I'm glad to be here and be able to support this program along with all of our career and technical education classes and programs. So I wanted to say a big thank you to you guys for being here to support your students, your community, our teachers, and our program. And I have always been in awe of ag students. My son did ag when he was in high school, and all of his friends, and I was always so impressed with the work ethic and the responsibility that they take, and learning how to take care of something other than themselves when they're a teenager is a great lesson to learn. And of course, a lot of them grow up to be our future agricultural foundation here, right here in America. So thank you for being here to support that. Over the next few days, you're going to see a lot of work that's been put in, and we're going to be very, very proud of our students. So I want to say a thank you to our livestock committee who puts in hours and hours and supports us wholeheartedly here in GISD. Also, our Garland ISD Booster Club, who takes care of our kids and some of the needs that they have and raises money to help them. Also, Chad and Stacy McAtee. I just asked Chad, how long have you been doing this? And he said, oh, I don't know, at least 25 years. So thank you for all that y'all do for our program. And I see Mr. Dodds over here. He's our Chief Financial Officer for Garland ISD. Thank you for coming to support. And I'm looking for, I see Mr. Stanley. Miss Stanley, I'm not sure if she's here or not, but as we go out throughout these 4 days, we'll have some school board members and some community leadership that will be coming by, and so we'll try to introduce those to you as they come in. I see Mr. Robert Selders. Thank you, Mr. Selders, one of our school board members. He's actually our school board president at this time. Thank you for being here tonight. I see several Garland ISD teachers who are not ag teachers. Thank you for supporting your students as well. I'm going to turn this back over to you, Chad. Thank you. Yes, I'll do that. So I want to thank our CTE staff who's here. Shannon Miller is our coordinator over this program and is hands-on every day. Becky Collins is our office manager for CTE and is responsible for all the details that you see around here that the Livestock Committee did or helped with or didn't do. Becky's all in all of it. And then Brenda Tiarina is our accounting bookkeeper and is keeping all this straight as the scholarships come in for our kids on Saturday. So thank you for all of the work that you do. Let's have a great show.
Thank you, ma'am. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to get some FFA kids up here from the Saxy FFA to do our pledges. Carly. Ladies and gentlemen, if you could please rise and join us in a pledge to the American flag, please.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Now for the Texas pledge. Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one and indivisible.
Thank you, Carly. And then Kieran is going to do our FFA motto.
Learning to do, doing to learn, earning to live, living to serve.
All right, then I have Cassie McEntee. She's going to do our prayer for this evening.
Will everyone bow your heads? As we gather here today, we come with grateful hearts for the opportunity to showcase our hard work at the GISD Livestock Show. But none of this would be possible without the Lord's guidance. Today, I bless each participant with strength, patience, and determination as we exhibit the animals with pride. Lord, please grant us wisdom to care for our animals with compassion and respect. Recognizing the responsibilities as stewards of your creation, may we demonstrate sportsmanship in both victory and defeat, always honoring the hard work of our fellow FFA members. Guide the judges with fairness and insight, that their decisions may inspire growth and learning among all who participate. Thank you to the farmers and ranchers who keep us fed every day. And may the bonds formed here today forest a spirit of friendship that extends beyond the showroom. In your name we pray for a successful and fulfilling livestock show. Amen.
All right, now the girl that was going to sing our national anthem is not here, so we're going to let Miss Leanne Rhymes sing it if I can get this to play. Does she want to do it? Would you like to sing it? All right, here we go.
See by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rugged red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Okay, one more thing. I'd like to introduce Miss Catherine Swallow with the GISD FFA Booster Club. She's the president.
Hello. Ms. Chad said, my name is Katrina. I'm the president of the GISD FFA Booster Club. We are a single booster club that covers all of the FFA programs in the district. A little plug for us, we've got a little concession stand going over there, and we also have a membership drive where we're going to be raffling off tumbler cups with a gift card in them for everybody that signs up for Booster Club. So if you sign up tonight, you get 3 chances to win. If you sign up Friday night, you get 1 chance to win. But either way, please sign up. It's free to join. We just want your email address so we can kind of keep y'all informed of what we're going to do next year. So one of the things we started last year was senior presentations. We see them at all the different football games, basketball games, band, everybody else. Our kids deserve it too. So we're going to do some kids every night. Just because they show tonight doesn't mean they'll be presented tonight. We got to split them up somehow. So the seniors that are sheep, goat, ag, mech, if y'all are here, come over to this gate over here with a parent or two. And I'm going to start calling out your names, and we have a little gift for you, and then they're going to take your picture. And if anybody needs to know who I'm going to call from the back with the AgMech, it's going to be Ronaldo, Rashid, Alex, John, Joe, and Cynthia if you're here. All right, and since I know they're here, I'm going to start with Miss Cassie McEntee from Saxe FFA. Her parents are Chad and Stacy McEntee. She is the chapter president. She's been chapter vice president, District 7 officer, and currently the Area 5 student advisor. She is showing market goat, market sheep, breeding ewe, market hog, breeding goat, laying hens, market poultry, breeding rabbit, market steer, and breeding heifer this year. She's also shown breeding does and market rabbits, and she's planning to go to Texas Tech to major in animal science. Okay, is Jacoby here? Jacoby Ridley. Jacoby Ridley. His mom is, I don't want to butcher it, Lakeith Sparks? Sweet. Jacoby's from Rowlett FFA. He is the chapter historian. He is showing market sheep, breeding ewe, and AgMex projects. He has previously shown in market hog. And he plans to go to Tarleton to study ag science and welding. Is Astrid here? Anybody know where Astrid is? We'll come back to her. Kieran McNamara. Okay. Laura Johnston. Okay, come back to her. Elliot Cortez. Okay, I see Laura. Oh, Elliot's right here. Elliot Cortez is from South Garland High School. His parents are Courtney Jenkins and Romero Cortez. He is, are you an officer? No. And he's showing market goats this year, and he plans to go to Dallas College to study automotive collision. Laura Johnston from Rowlett. Parents are Jimmy and Amanda Johnston. She's showing a market lamb this year. She's also shown layer hens, and her plans are to go to East Texas A&M to study wildlife conservation and science. Kieran McNamara. Parents are Susan Cooper and Kevin McNamara. He's from Saxe. He is showing a market goat this year, and he plans to go to A&M Commerce to study industrial engineering. Did we ever find Astrid? No? Okay. Our other seniors that we were going to present tonight are Astrid Mendoza from Rowlett, Ronaldo Urbina from Garland, Rashid Rashawn from Garland, Alex Alvarez from Garland, John Walker from Garland, Joe Pedraza from Garland, and Cynthia Nunez from Garland. And then we will have a whole nother group of them tomorrow and Friday because we had 31 seniors in FFA this year.
Thank you, Katrina. That's not what I said before, but you know. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we want to thank Mr. Chris Drews for being here with us today to judge our breeding sheep, our market sheep, and our breeding goats and market goats. We have in the back our Ag Mechanics show going on with the Local 100. They'll be judging that. Want to thank everybody for being here. And that'll bring us on to our breeding sheep. We have our South Down Division. Class number 1, ewe lambs, will be Brittany Norman. She has 2 entries in this class, and Cassie McEntee. Don't forget about the FFA boosters. They got a concession stand back there selling drinks and snacks. And then don't forget over at the taco truck over there, La Taco Trona. We also want to thank all of our GISD ag teachers. Garland, you got Glenn Sesko, Larry Kennedy, and Felix Gooden. South Garland, you got Alicia Jobe. At Saxe, you got Nicole Harper Hohenberger and Justin Brown. And over at Rowlett, you got Erica Brown, and Felix goes back over to Rowlett some. And then Justin also teaches over at Naaman with Christina Alvarez. And then over at Lakeview, you got Yvette Ingram.
Y'all are going to have to really bear with me and listen good, because my voice went the other way. Last night I turned right, my voice turned left, and I don't have one today, so I do apologize, and you will have to struggle through it with me. If you hear me say one thing tonight, I want you to raise your hand if you know who Jesus is. Raise it up high if you know who Jesus is. You better come out of the shadows and be proud of that. If y'all haven't looked around lately at our society and our world, only thing you need to turn to right now is Jesus, and that's the absolute truth. That's the way I feel about it. We're going to do it in Jesus' name all night long. And I do apologize. This is going to be a struggle. But kids, the first step to being great is being grateful. Be humble. And young lady, I think you've got the one that suits me just fine tonight in the South Down Division. I appreciate y'all having me. This is a flat good one. This is a really good U. She's put together extremely, extremely well. Very well balanced. Squares up on all four corners. We set that one in motion around the ring, and she travels true. She tracks true. But then you get your hands on this one. She's just right on condition and fat cover. One that's really good. Big turn to her dorsine rack. A tremendous loin and a tremendous long hip in that one. And then you get off of that when you put show in front of lamb, and then you got to have a certain look and eye appeal. And she's got that. She's very symmetrical about her lines. Got a tremendous silhouette. I think that's one of the easier decisions I'll get to make tonight, is using that one to win. Now, I won't take anything away from your second place here. Extension of neck. You've got that over the class winner. We love the front end and the extension on this one. She really elevates up her front end, really smooth over the point of her. She's just not quite as shapely down her top. She wants to wedge back a little, ever so slightly, and taper into her dock. She's not as full and square, but boy, we love the center rib in that one. She's really big and tremendous through the center of that rib. Tremendous carrying capacity for the mother that she's going to be. Really, really nice. We round out the class with a big barreled one that's really cracked open in that center rib. This one we need to tighten up in their hide. This one's a little looser in the hide and the pelt. We need to tighten and smoothen that one up ever so slightly. Maybe give that one a tick more foot size in terms of mass of bone to compete with the ones above them. Again, my apologies. Big round of applause for these kids. Let them know you love them if you would.
All right, so your first place and your division champion going to Cassie McEntee, and your division reserve champion going to Brittany Norman, and third going to Brittany Norman. All right, that's going to bring us up to our Hampshire-Suffolk division. We have 2 entries in there from Cassie McEntee and 2 entries from Brittany Norman. Mark is our judge for our Ag Mac back there. He's going to go ahead and get started judging back there. There's some signs around the ring that have the QR code. If you'll get that, you can see the pictures that are taken in the ring and at the backdrop.
Okay, y'all can clap. There you go. I can't talk, but you can clap. Remind these kids you love them. We actually have no reason to be here except for the kids, so make sure y'all show them every time they place and how they do and support them. It's hard work. I think we've got a good pair to start this class with, but I think we get edged out with just a bigger, more powerful you. It's going to win this class for me. She is really opened up in the center part of her rib. She is tremendous in her back in terms of shape and muscle. Probably the longest hip and the deepest leg in the class as well, and sure, probably the biggest footed as well. Now she's got something that bothers me just ever so slightly. She wants to drop that top a little bit and get a little bit weak when she sets that one in motion, and she wants to get a little bit lazy. Young lady does a good job of trying to keep that elevated, but I think in terms of power and just center rib cage and internal carrying capacity, I think she dominates the class. Now we get into that second place you, and yep, she holds her top up just a little bit better. She's a little bit more symmetrical about her lines, a little stronger in her top line than the class winner, maybe a little thinner out through her throat latch and a tick more feminine in that neck and throat. But after that, she rounds off in her hip ever so slightly. She's just not as much you, Lamb. There's not as much power there, but I think that's a really good one. I think that's an excellent pair to land on. I think your really long-bodied, big frame ones are in third and fourth. We'd love the extension out through their front end. Both of them very elevated up through their front end. Love the femininity and how good and refined they are about their face and neck. They're giving up some power. They're giving up some rear flank. They want to be a little bit higher in their flank. They want to be a little more narrow from end to end compared to the two in the front of the class. Big round of applause, if you would, by the exit the ring.
All right, first place going to Cassie McEntee, second place going to Brittany Norman, third place going to Cassie McEntee, and fourth place going to Brittany Norman. That'll bring us up to our two-tooth class coming in the ring, and there's two. Cassie McEntee has 2 entries in this class.
There you go. Y'all are learning. Good job. Another excellent pair. Two completely different patterns of sheep here. Very breed specific for the two with a Hamp and a Suffolk. But I think we got one that's just a little bit better all around in terms of balance. I think probably in trimness in that shoulder pocket, I think the more correct condition for me with a young ewe lands in first place. I think she squares up on her hocks just a little bit better. I think she's really good on all four corners. She might need to be a tick longer strided on those rear two when we ask that one to go around the ring. But other than that, I think she's really elevated. I think she's big-bodied. I really think she's really thick from end to end, and then maintaining a really good point of shoulder, really elevated up through that front end. I think she balances really nice. Now the length of body and the height and everything goes to the Suffolk ewe here. Man, she is really long bodied. She wants to handle those hocks a little bit in and odd when we set that one in motion. I'd like to square it up out of her hip ever so slightly, make that structural flaw just a little bit better. But man, she is super big rib. She might be a little bit spongy and soft for me. I know they get up there in age a little bit, but I like them just a little bit leaner. I think that helps out when we try to get them bred. But boy, she's extended. She's really good through her front end, really tight and neat through her breastplate. Excellent job by these two individuals. Big round of applause for them.
First place in your two-tooth class on the Hamps and Suffolk division are going to Cassie McEntee, first place. Second place, Cassie McEntee. That'll bring us up to our three, 4, and 6-tooth class. You got Emma Scapalis, Brittany Norman, Paige Norman, Jacoby Ridley, and Mary Juarez.
Well, now we get into the producers and the production, and that's where we got to get to. And these two up here actually just proving their worth. We got money on the ground standing in front of us, and that's what they got to do. They got to be able to put babies on the ground every year. Looks like we're off to a tremendous start. I really think this is a nice pair here, this you and her baby. I really like this female. You can tell she had probably a really good show career. She's put together really well structurally. Really like how balanced she is. That is a tremendous top line. You can put a book on that hip of hers. It's so level and square, really, really true and square about her udder. Really like how each side of her udder's nice and even, really good teat size. I think she's put together really well, really maintaining as she's nursing that little one, really keeping herself together well. Now I think you got another one here that just will put together a little different because she is a Suffolk. She wants to be a little bit lighter in her bone, which is pretty indicative of the breed. They're not quite as heavy structured. That's a really long fronted, really nice silhouette through that front end. She's very, very feminine. Again, one that's got the proof in the pudding, the money's in the bank. It's right there in front of her. Another one that's milking good and looking really good, and she's maintaining herself great. I think we get into three that we kind of shift gears here. We get a little bit softer. We get a little bit heavier condition. I like the boldness of this one's rib. I like how thick she is. I like how big-footed she is. A little softer for my touch in her shoulder pocket. Maybe lean her up ever so slightly. Then I think the young man's here. We really love the femininity, the length of the front end, how feminine she is out through that throat. She wants to be a little lighter-footed. Want to make her a little bit heavier bone. Want to open her up from end to end, make her a little stouter in her bone work and mass. Then we round up with a really, really big middle one. I really like the tremendous rib in this one, but she's way over conditioned for me. We need to lean her up. That's going to affect her and her breeding. That she's probably carrying a little bit too much condition for me. We'll just lean her up ever so slightly. Let's give a big round of applause for him, if you would.
All right, in your 3, 4, and 6 tooth class, first place goes to Paige Norman. Second place goes to Brittany Norman. Third place goes to Emma Scapalis. And fourth place goes to Jacob Ridley. And fifth place goes to Mary Juarez. Now we'll bring our first and second places in from class 1, 2, and 3. And judge for our division championship, and then we'll have our Supreme Champion U Drive after that. All right, that's your first place ewes from each class. Here comes your second place ewes coming in. I knew Carly would find a way to get in the show ring. Carly, come on, walk faster. Turn around and walk. Your division champion going to Paige Norman. And your reserve division champion going to Cassie McEntee. All right, now we'll bring our two divisions back for Supreme, our Southdown division and our Hampshire division champions from our Southdown division and reserve champions, and then we'll bring our ones back from our Hampshire Suffolk division to compete for Supreme.
All right, Supreme Champion. Big round of applause, if you would, please. It's kind of a big deal. again, we just got to let them know that we support them. I think these are two very well represented breeds here between these two with the Down and the Hamp Ewe here. I think they're put together really well, but they got to be structurally sound. They got to have a look about them. I really like the symmetrical lines about both of them. I like the youthfulness. I like that we've got a baby on the ground and we're proving what we've got, and then we start breaking this down apart. And it's really kind of hard to find a fault with that one. This down is put together extremely well. They don't have to be crazy muscled for me. Everything just needs to fit in a spot, be complete, balanced. That down is flat good. She'll be your supreme champion today. Congratulations. You will be my reserve. Congratulations to you, young lady.
All right, your Supreme Champion ewe goes to Cassie McEntee. And your Reserve Supreme ewe goes to Paige Norman. Let's get the breeding sheep out of the way, and then we'll get started with our Class 1 lightweight market sheep. All right, Class 1 lightweight lambs, Astrid Mendoza, Laura Johnston, Sophia, and then Sophia Davis.
Okay, now y'all clap. If I had a voice, I would be scolding y'all, but I don't have a voice, so I can't scold you. Getting started with the market show here, it's a cutability thing, it's a leanness thing, and then it's a muscle thing, so we got to put that together. Young lady here directly in front of me with the weather lamb, I think wins it pretty easily for me. Probably the most shape down its top, probably the firmest in its handle, definitely probably the biggest one through the center part of its leg, but I think structural correctness comes into it. Probably as square as anything on the feet and legs. And this one, the length of body, the athletic tone and touch on that one is just right. I think wins the class pretty easily. I think got a really nice profile in the U that comes in second. She's got some structural things, though. Those old front toes really want to turn out for me. She wants to get all over the place when we set that one in motion. Love the pencil neck. Love how refined she is and elevated up through her front end. One that's really, really good and firm in her handle. Just not quite as much lamb there when we start talking about width across that dorsai right in that rack. Not quite as wide and fleshy in that loin area right as our class winner. But I think that's a pretty nice pair, separated on a little bit of muscle and a little bit of structural correctness there. I think we move into third place and we get a little over conditioned for me. We've got to be a little bit leaner when we start taking these to the rail as carcass for meat. It wants to be a little heavier condition for me in that shoulder pocket, a little softer. We need to tighten that one up, make that one a little more athletic and toned to the touch. But I think a down that's put together well structurally, puts her feet down really well, moves really well when we set that one in motion. I think the long body down kind of rounds out the class for me, just kind of shapeless in terms of muscle. Just wants to get flat in that center and base of that leg, a little flatter right there through the heart girth, right through that forerib, and not a lot of shape and squareness down that top. We just need to stouten that one up, make her more expressive down her top. Big round of applause as they exit the ring, if you would, please.
All right, first place going to Astrid Mendoza. Second place goes to Sophia M. Third place goes to Laura Johnston. And fourth place goes to Sophia Davis. All right, that's going to bring us into our Class 2 light medium weight. Anel Leff, Mia Renya, Shelby Honeycutt, Alicia Tover, and Brittany Norman.
might be the easiest decision I get to make in the market show today is starting this ewe lamb here to win the class. She does it easily. In my mind, just kind of leads the pack. I mean, she's full grown in this class. This one's just a powerhouse. She's put together good. She's square on all four corners. She's very well balanced. You get your hands on that one, you can see it from the ringside. Huge top, huge dorsi in this one, big ditch in that top. Tremendous loin, tremendous level and long hip. One that's just really powerful through the center and base of that leg. Just everything just kind of fits together in a package. Again, probably one of the easier decisions I'll get to make today is having her win this class. I think the down just kind of hangs in there. This one's really good on its feet and legs, and structurally that's probably what kind of keeps this one in the top pair. The other thing is going to be correct condition. This one's got the right amount of condition in its shoulder pocket, down its top, over its rib cage there. One that's not truly explosive in its rack in terms of squareness, but it's got some width and it's got some freshness down its top because of that correct condition. Really good in that loin edge. One that's really tremendous out through its hip. Not the biggest, most powerful leg out there, but again, you don't have to have the most muscle, but you got to have the balance and the things in the right places. That one fits nicely into the second hole. We probably might have a little bit more center leg flare in our third place Weather. He's a little bit thin and green for me. Really like the silhouette. Love how long he is out through his front end. His neck is tremendous. Love how he runs uphill, elevated out through that front. Just a little thin and green for me. He's not quite as fresh down his top. Not quite as fresh in that loin hip juncture. A little bit of more conditioning, and that will bring him into that speed. But I think he's really, really nice from a cutability standpoint. Kind of a big rack that you'll miss if you don't get through the wool is right here in fourth place. Really square dorsi on this one. This one just starts to taper as we go further back. We need to build a wedge as they start smaller in the front, get bigger to the rear end. This one's almost backwards of that. Really tremendous front third, but that last 2/3, we need that to be bigger and stouter and more opened up to move that one up any further in the class. And then we got one that I really like the silhouette on this one. Wants to be a little bit rounder in his hip. I want to square him up from his hooks to his pins, but he's just the greenest in the class in terms of condition. Just a little too thin for me. We need to put some more flesh on him. I think he could easily move up in the class. I really like the way he's put together if we had some more condition on him. Big round of applause. Put your hands together for him if you would.
All right, we want to thank our judge, Chris Drews, for being here with us out of Caddo Mills. He does lots of teaching kids livestock judging, and he judges lots of shows. Our first place in that Class 2 light medium weight goes to Brittany Norman. Our second place goes to Alicia Tover. Third place goes to Nell Leff. Fourth place goes to Mia, yeah. And then fifth place goes to Shelby Honeycutt. All right, this brings Class 3 medium weight. Anel Leff, Jacoby Ridley, and Vanessa Rangel.
I guess I just moved too fast for you guys. I can't talk, but I can still see. Hey, I think we got a good one to start the class here. Now, young man, I'm gonna go ahead and pick on you a little bit. I wish he was clean. I wish he was washed up real nice and clean and show ready. But I can't take away that that's the best lamb in the class. I'm not gonna do that to you. But I will tell you, in the future, when you come to show, make sure they're washed up, cleaned up. Got to put on your Sunday best and look the best you can because you're in front of me, but more importantly, you're in front of God. That's really important, right? Cleanliness is next to godliness, so make sure you polish him up. But I really think he's the best sheep in here, and I'm not going to take that away from you for that because that's the big top one. That's the big hip one. He's the one that's really good in his rear flank. Really like the center part of that one's body. More importantly, he's really square on all fours. He's probably the most structurally correct in the class. But I just think he's the one that's got the muscle and the combination and the look about him to win this class. To me, he does it fairly easily on those components. Really nice fit job on the one that's in second. Just doesn't quite have the shape down that top. He wants to be a little more rounded right over that rack. I need that square and more powerful. I need him bigger and square right over his loin edge. Wants to ease over his dock just a little bit. Want to square him up. Just nothing really flashy about this one. He's put together well. He's groomed well. Wants to get a little bit short-strided when we set him in motion, but one that just doesn't wow you anyway, but is put together just enough to get him in that top pair. Looks really, really good. Then we got one that's just kind of put together in parts for me, a little lighter footed, not near as heavy in its bone work, a little bit leaner. I really want to smooth that one up in its loin hip juncture. Wants to roach up in its top, right in the center of its spine. Get a knot right there, and that's part of structural correctness. I need to level that up and make that lay in just a little bit smoother. That one could use a tick more flesh and condition on him just to make him smooth, make her smooth up ever so slightly. But they did a great job. Let them hear it, if you would, please, as they leave the ring.
All right, so your first place goes to Jacoby Ridley. Second place goes to Nell Leff. And third place goes to Vanessa Rangel. All right, that's going to bring us to class number 4, our heavyweight class. Cassie McEntee has 2 entries in there, and then Gabe Swallow.
Well, in a market show, ladies and gentlemen, these are what you call full grown. And for me, once you pass about 180, you're pretty big. And we are all over 200 up here. We are 198, 194, and 204, 206. Shetland ponies. Get a saddle. Great old biggins. But I think when you start to break them down, you got to judge them on what they are, and the white lamb just wins the class. This is a better sheep. He's the freshest in the class, and when you start getting this size, it's all about handle and freshness and condition, and that's this lamb here. By far the freshest in his top, just tremendous back in this one in terms of the turn to that dorsai. Huge loin, huge leg. After that, he's just a little too big for me, but okay, let's square him up ever so slightly out of his dock. He's huge and tremendous through the center and base of his leg. He's great through his rib. He's just a big one, but he's wide. He's tucked up really nice in his breastplate. Shows the least amount of maturity in these big ones here, and I just think that one wins the class on overall freshness and appeal. Now you get on the show sheep. The show sheep is the blue lamb. That is a silhouette that you want to take a picture with. That's the way I like one put together in terms of elevation up the front. I love the neck extension. I love how that one's neck ties to the point of its shoulder, nice and high. That one's just got a tremendous look to him. He's passing his prime. He's getting a little staler down his top, especially right there through that loin. He's wrinkling ever so slightly because he's already passed his best times. He's not as explosive in his rack or in his loin as the class winner, but that one is fun to look at. He's fun to evaluate. He's fit to the nines. Doesn't have near the power in the center leg and his stifle as compared to the class winner. But again, a very beautiful silhouette. You love the profile in that one. Love to look at that one from the side. We round out the class with one that's just getting out horsed in terms of shape. Not as much muscle shape in this ewe lamb. I'd like to see her bigger footed. She's a little bit light for me in her bone circumference. One that's tremendous in her center rib, but she's a little softer to the touch, not quite as athletic as these two that are above them. I need to tone her up, make her more expressive, square her up from her hooks to her pins. Big round of applause for the heavyweights, if you would, please.
Now we'll bring our first and second places in from all four classes and judge them for our grand champion market lamb and our reserve champion market lamb.
All right, put your hands together for the grand drive. Please let them know. Let's go. Well, I got it down between two sheep. They're definitely on different ends of the spectrum when we talk about weight. But I think we'll be looking at the young lady out of the second class and the young lady out of the fourth class. Those are the two I settle on right now that I think are put together the way I like them. Big bones, squared up on all four corners, a lot of power, but then balanced up and got enough look about them. But then they got to have a handle about them and a touch and some muscle and some capacity. I really, really don't like big sheep, but there's not one that can beat this one. Congratulations, that'll be your grand today. And young lady, easy decision for me. You'll be my reserve. Congratulations.
All right, your grand champion overall sheep goes to, or market sheep goes to Cassie McEntee. And your reserve goes to Brittany Norman. Let's give them another round of applause. All right, let's let our exhibitors reset, and then we'll be for our sheep showmanship. And then following the kids showing, we'll do the adult showmanship.
You may clap now. These two that are out in the center of the ring, they're the best two out here. I think it's pretty easy to see. To me, they elevate their game. I think one elevates their game even more, but I am very, very critical on the front end of a lamb, goat, cattle, horses, whatever it is. The front end is everything. It's your steering wheel. That head is everything. And how you work that front end and how you pivot, how you reveal that front end and that animal, to me, is the number one crucial thing for me. You have got to move around that front end. You have got to expose that front end so I can see every point of it. Because I want to see the point of the shoulder. I want to see the breastplate. I want to see the length and extension of neck, how it ties in high at the shoulder. I want to see all those things, and I want you to move methodically around the front of that animal. There's no fire drill. It's not speed. It's a nice, smooth transition. And you should be switching sides. When I pass you, you should be on the opposite side. You should never be between me and your animal. Ever. Because I don't want to see you, I want to see the animal. I think these two girls do it really well. I think one does it extremely well. Congratulations to you, young lady. You will be the champion. You will be the reserve. Congratulations to everybody.
Cassie McEntee, and your reserve champion goes to Brittany Norman. All right, now it's the alumni, adult, parent, whatever showmanship, sheep showman coming in the ring. There's just one winner of this one. Not really. Your premier exhibitor for the sheep will be Cassie McEntee. And your reserve premier exhibitor goes to Brittany Norman.
Do I really have to do this? I don't want to mess with these clowns. Can I get a volunteer from the audience to do this? All right, kids, this is your chance. For all the mess they talk to you, this is when you get to talk it all back to them.
You could have your winners from the showmanship come out and assist you.
Oh, that might be a good idea.
All right.
No way. This is like a nightmare. Throwback. Oh, this is a pig guy. This ain't even right. Yeah, not bad, not bad. An oldie but a goodie.
Nicole, try to stay on your feet. Now, that's the whole object.
Yeah, don't think that's a sheep. All right, I guess y'all can clap for the old people. Well, I'm kind of one of them, so. Oh, I think it's okay. I'm trying real hard to like them. These three are probably just edging out everybody just a little better. I don't know, I got one out here that really got some moves I hadn't seen in a while. A couple muzzle shots, slow them down with a tap on the nose, some old school stuff that I grew up with. It's pretty dang smooth. Hate to be so kind, but this young lady can get one shown. Congratulations to you.
All right, your grand champion adult showman goes to Corey Stiles. Let's give our judge, Chris Drews, a round of applause for judging our sheep. He's going to be back in just a minute to judge our breeding goats. Percentage doe division will be first up. Let us get all these sheep out of the way and get the goats lined up. All right, we're going to get started with our breeding goats, the percentage doe division. Joy Laura and Vanessa Rangel in our first class.
Really nice way to start off our breeding doe show. Young lady wins the class directly here in front of me. I really like this female. Boy, she's put together really well on her feet and legs structurally. One that really moves soft and easy when you ask that one to go around the ring. Just really gets out there effortlessly. Really like the femininity and extension out through that one's front. Just really checks the boxes on balance, how that one's put together, levelness down its top, the center openness of that rib cage, levelness from the hooks to its pins. One that's just put together really well. Not taking a lot away from Shorty over here. She's just looking up going, wow, everybody's really tall. But that's a big-footed one. She's just a little greener, just a little farther behind in her growth pattern. One that's got some thickness and some shape, a little bit shorter fronted, a little bit more jammed up for me. Want to lengthen that one out and get that one a little bit taller fronted today. But I think that's an excellent way to start the goat show. Big round of applause for these ladies.
All right, your first class in your percentage doe division. First place goes to Vanessa Rangel. And second place goes to Joy Laura. Class number 2 will be a single entry Shelby Honeycutt. Don't forget about the GISD Booster Club. Their FFA Booster Club. They're selling refreshments, Cokes, or soft drinks and candies there. And then they also signing up parents for the Booster Club if you would like to be or interested in that. And then also don't forget about the taco truck down the hill there.
Hey, Chad, call my wife and tell her I got one right. I finally made a right decision today, guys. I can only do this one right. Hey, this is a really, really good extended doe. Really, really long-bodied. Really like the extra rib length this one has. She is really, really cool fronted. The extension of front, absolutely no point of shoulder. She is smooth as silk, tucked up really nice in her breastplate, so she has the femininity box check immediately. Really good structured, one that squares up on all four ends really well. Really nice top, really nice rib cage. I like that, the way that one's put together. Definitely deserves some competition. Congratulations to you.
In the ring right now, we have class number 3. I'm falling behind on my job up here, percentage dope. And it's Vanessa Rangel, Shelby Honeycutt, Gabe Swallow, and Joy Lara.
Wait a minute, y'all can do better than that. Try that again. There we go. That's better. I really like this what you call saddleback roan here. Mama's put together really well. You can see some good show days back in that one. Tremendous rack that she's maintaining. Really good on all 4 corners. She is staying structurally sound up on those toes. One that's still got some shape in that rack. Love the center cage in her. Love the teat size, the udder placement. Everything's even on her quarters, on her halves, everything. And then you got the prize right there standing right beside you. That's the money in the bank. But I just think that's the combination, Doe in the class, that puts together the bone and the mass. And just maintaining, as she's matured, what she's supposed to look like. She can get it done every year. Really long-bodied, long-fronted one goes in second. Really like the femininity in this one. Not quite as powerful down her top, not quite as wide from end to end, not quite as wide when you get that one. Want to pull that one apart underneath, get her to be as good as the class winner. But love the length of body and the extra rib length. Love her out through her front end and her femininity. Another one that's tremendous in the front third of her body. Big, bold chest, big forearm in this one. Love the extension, how clean she is in her throat. Where she starts having problem is from her loin back. She wants to get a little steep from her hooks to her pins. She wants to carry those hind legs underneath her. We want to level her up and kind of free that skeleton up where those hind legs can freely move when we ask that one to go around the ring. But the length of body in the front third of that one's really, really good. Just need to correct her from her loin back, get that hip structure fixed. One that's just kind of giving up some size and some mass, just a little bit more narrow that I want to beef up and get a little bit wider. A big-footed one, a clean one that's really feminine. She just doesn't have a lot of width to her. I want to crack that skeleton open and get her wider from end to end, but a really competitive class. Put your hands together for them if you would, please.
All right, in your class number 3, your first place goes to Shelby Honeycutt. Second place goes to Vanessa Rangel, and third place goes to Gabe Swallow, and fourth place goes to Joy Lara. All right, so we're going to bring our first and second places in from them classes for our division championship. Of our percentage does, division champion and reserve champion. So tonight we had our sheep and our goats, and then tomorrow night, and our ag mechanics, I'm sorry. Also, there's some, young man got some house plants back there that he grew for sale back there in the ag mechanics deal. If anybody's interested in some plants. Tomorrow night, we'll have our swine show, pigs, rabbits, and chickens. And then Friday night is 6 o'clock, starting at 6, will be our cattle show, which will have our beef cattle show and our dairy cattle show. And then we'll judge for master showmanship, which what that is all the showmanship winners of each species will come back and compete to see who's the best in the land of showing all different species. All right, your division champion goes to Shelby Honeycutt, and your reserve goes to Vanessa Rangel. All right, that's going to bring us into our full-blood boar goat division. In our class 1, we have Gabriella M. Single entry. Okay, and then class 2, they're just going to bring them in. You got the first place for class 1 goes to Gabriella, and first place in class 2 goes to Gabe Swallow. Now we're bringing them in for our division championship. So we'll have Gabriella and Gabe come in at the same time on this one for championship.
Well, I think as we evaluate our full-bloods for Grand and Reserve of their division, definitely two that are built in contrasting types. Got the young ladies here. It's a little bit shorter to the ground, a little more compact, but this one handles with the more width. When you really get down and break this one apart, this is the wider rack, the wider loin, really good through the center of the body. I can't see much problems with that one structurally. I think that one moves really good. May want to extend her out through her front, elevate her up through that front end ever so slightly, but I think that's the thicker, more massive one. And then the better fronted one that's better, got that gooseneck up there, really, really proud, really clean in that throat. Love the extension and the tall frontedness of this one. It's a little excessive set in that hock. Wants to carry it under ever so slightly. A little bit thinner condition for the two in my mind. Well, I like to see a little more maintenance on that one in terms of condition. Love the center rib cage in that one. I think they're very comparable but very different in time. I'm going to land on the young lady to win this. Young man, you'll be reserved. Congratulations to both of you.
All right. So if I do this wrong, y'all get after Miss H. But it's Gabriela Maladinka will be your grand champion. I mean, not your grand, but be your division champion. And Gabe Swallow will be your reserve champion of the division. Now we'll bring those two divisions back together and get a supreme for our breeding goat show. Kiddos, don't forget to get your backdrop pictures made. Also, if you want to look at the pictures that they're taking throughout this evening, they're posted around the ring. You can click on those codes and those pictures will be uploaded on that later. If you are one of our champion winners or reserve champion winners of anything, you need to make sure you get your thank you notes filled out for your buckles, or you won't receive your buckles, and your thank yous for all your other prizes. I want to thank the local 100 for judging our Ag Mechanics show and for all their donations to help us be able to do what we can for the kiddos.
All right, big round of applause for your Supreme and your goat breeding show. Come on, come on, come on, come on. The only reason we're here is because of them. Just got to let them know that you love them. A really, really good set here. I think both of these are really structurally sound. I like how they square up on all four corners. I like how you move when they set those in motion around the ring. I just really, really like this roan saddleback female, big-footed, maintaining really well. Got the money on the ground. You'll be the champion today. Congratulations to you. And young lady with the big back, so tremendous middle on this one will be your reserve. Congratulations to you both.
All right. Your Supreme Champion Doe goes to Shelby Honeycutt, and your Reserve Supreme goes to Gabriella Maladinka. All right, we're going to start with our market goats. Class number 1, we got Katie Gomez, Elliot Cortez, and Brittany Norman. They'll be in your class number 1. Class number 2, be getting ready. Hurry up, Brittany, you're missing the show. Grab it by the horns and pull it over there. What? Well, I'll be honest, none of them really suit me the way that I would like to be
suited. We got some problems with our class winner. Structurally, her hip is wrong. She's off in that hip, and it's causing that hind leg and hock is just too straight. Doesn't have the flexibility that it needs, but when you start analyzing this class from carcass merit and muscle and meat, which is what the market show is, she by far dominates the class because that's the big rib one, by far the big rack, and that one really tremendous dorside and square. The big loin one got the jump muscle on top of the hip, but structurally, we got to fix that one. She straightened her knee, straight out of her shoulder, and then really straighten her hock and just does not handle that hip right. So she really, really struggles to move around the ring. But if I'm going to kill them and I'm going to hang them on the rail, by far, that one's going to fill my box full of meat. The first and the quickest, and so she wins the class. We kind of fall into two that are just a little bit more narrow-based in second and third. They're not near as big in their skeleton as I would like to see them. Structurally sound, the both of them, yes. A little bit more shape in the rack in our second place one. Not real massive, but then we get just a little long and lean when we round out the class in third. But a good class nonetheless. Thank you for bringing them to me. Big round of applause for these three individuals.
Class number 1, lightweight. First place goes to Brittany Norman. Second place goes to Katie Gomez. Third place going to Elliot Cortez. All right, that'll bring us up to class number 2, medium weight. Kieran my dang eyes went blurry. McNamara, Landon Garcia, and Aaron Roloff. Class 3, medium heavyweight, y'all be getting ready.
Again, not a class that just really wows me or anything, just really jumps off the page. But three decent goats nonetheless. I think when you really get your hands on this one, this young man's going to win the class for me just in terms of meat and muscle. Just, again, market show. This one's got more shape in its rack. This one's got more width of loin, and by far got more shape in the center and base portions of its leg. Probably the bigger footed one when we look at circumference of bone. Probably one that's just a little heavier structured. Probably one that's probably the most structurally correct and sound in the class when we ask that one to move, so we can settle on that as a class winner. One that's got some condition and some smoothness down its top stands in second, like the condition over the ribs. Not quite as squared up in that rack, not quite as fresh and wide in that loin. Wants to be a little bit steeper right out in that hip. Doesn't carry that hind leg quite as good and free in motion out of that hip when we ask that one to move around the ring. But I think a nice place for that one to settle. I think our problem goat is the long-bodied, really long-fronted one, but he wants to get a little bit narrow from behind. He's a little bit flatter through the center and base of that leg. It kind of has a structural flaw. He breaks right behind his shoulders and his spine. I want to elevate that top line and really, really kind of jazz him up right there and give him some levelness and kind of help him out structurally. Put your hands together one more time for him if you would.
Class number 2, first place going to Landon Garcia. Second place going to Aaron Roloff. And third place going to Karen McNamara. That'll bring us up to class number 3, our medium heavyweights. Goats going to, and we got Kevin Mendoza, Creed Johnston, and Kira. Hiniosa. Is it Hinosa? That's wrong. It's not just me getting it wrong. It's all these helpers up here that's wrong. So. Class 4 heavyweight. Y'all be getting ready. Noah Bridges, Gracie Clark, and Cassie McEntee. want to thank the UA 100 for supporting us and judging our ag mechanics back there in the back. I want to thank Mr. Chris Drews for coming out and judging our show. And here he is to discuss the class.
Well, got 3 does in here that just all kind of different in their makeups. But I'm going to go with the long, lean silhouette in this class. I really like the paint goat to win this one. Really like that extra shot of length that one has. Really good out through her front end. A lot more forearm and mass in this one than you think. Probably the freshest in its top line when you start talking about handle, how that one is in its dorsine and over its loin edge. Again, none of them really powerful and expressive in their bone work or their muscle, but I think that one kind of puts the balance together for me that can win the class on the silhouette and the handle and the touch. I think you got a really big-bodied one that's in second, tremendous rib cage in that one, a little bit looser pelted. I'd like to tighten that one's hide up a little, maybe extend her front end, but this one's got some stoutness to that top as well, some shape in that rack. Falls a little short when we start to compare the leg of the class winner and not quite as long bodied, but I think that one's put together. Definitely deserving of second place. Young man does a good job. He definitely works hard here in third place. Another one that's big bodied. Another one I like the hide and hair on this one. This one gets a little bit narrow and closed off for me in the shoulder and up front. Really want to crack that skeleton open and pull that one apart underneath. Like the center rib cage in that one as well. But a good job by each one of them. Let's hear it for them once again. Big round of applause.
All right, your class 3 medium heavyweight. First place goes to Kira Hinojosa. Second place goes to Creed Johnston, and third place goes to Kevin Mendoza. That'll bring us up to Noah Bridges, Gracie Clark, and Cassie McEntee coming in the ring with your class 4 heavyweight. And we'll have class 5, our super heavyweight. Paige Norman.
Well, I just got another one of those easy decisions. This paint goat literally just runs away with the class. This one's real good. He's big, but he's fit big. Put together really well, very athletic, big bone. One that's got a tremendous silhouette for him. He's maturing his stick in that breastplate. He's starting to push it out ever so slightly with that maturity. But man, his handle is right on. His condition is right on. Hair and height are good, but he's tremendous in his rack. Fresh one in his loin, really, really big-ended. Again, pretty easy decision for me to start him in the class. Young man's weather that comes in second will surprise you when you get your hands on this one. He's really broke apart really well. He's really, really big in his rack. He's not expressive and sharp and real toned up and athletic to the touch, but he's really, really wide. He's really big loin and got a big hip in him, got some bone work underneath him. A really good, powerful goat in terms of just a carcass merit, put together good and got some thickness to him. And we round out the class with a really nice silhouette on this doe. I really like her symmetrical line. She's good out through her front end. We just fall short. She's just not quite as powerful as these two, not quite as much muscle, but they definitely deserve a round of applause for them. Big round of applause if you would.
All right, first place going to Cassie McEntee, second place going to Noah Bridges, and third place going to Gracie Clark. All right, that'll bring us up to class number 5, our super heavyweight. Come on, Paige, bring Nash into the ring. Okay, we're going straight to the drive. Okay. Didn't want to give Nash his debut. All right, let's bring all our first place back. Come on, if you were first or second in the class lightweight. We're looking for Brittany Norman and Katie Gomez. You need to be in the ring right now. If you're not here, we're going to start without you. Class 2 medium weight, we need Landon Garcia and Aaron Roloff. And then class 3, we need Kyra and Creed Johnston. In class 4, we need Cassie and Noah. And in class number 5, Paige and Nash. All right, so following this champion drive for the goats, market goats, we'll announce our ag mechanic stuff. They finish that up, and then while everybody's getting reset for goat overall showmanship. And following the showmanship for the students, it'll be the senior showmanship, so y'all make sure you're looking at which goat you want to pick out and bring back in the ring. See if you can borrow one. Brittany, your goat's not going to get borrowed probably. If you are not planning on selling your market animals, you got to let the ag teachers know tonight, if you're not selling your market animals. But if you are Grand or Reserve, you do have to sell. Grand or Reserve animals do sell in the auction. You can't keep them. Said tomorrow night at 6 o'clock we'll start with our swine show, pigs. We'll have chickens and rabbits also to show tomorrow night. Then Friday night will be the cattle show. We'll show our market steers, beef heifers, dairy heifers, and then your master showmanship. And Saturday morning, we'll have our buyer's breakfast, followed by 10 o'clock having our parade of champions. And then 11 o'clock, we'll have the market auction where you can purchase these animals.
Well, we had a single entry come out of the, what do we call that one, the extra heavy class here. Yeah, it's a big old boy. I'm looking for my saddle. I think she said 167 pounds, so he's earned every bit of it. Big boned rascal, long fronted. Of course, as weather goats, he's already past his prime. He's starting to decline, starting to drop that top down and show that maturity, starting to drop that hip in really good. But one, you could see back in the day, there was something about him. He had some shape to his rack. Just 167 pounds is way past market, but we want to give him his due. After that, I think we got a line up here. We got a kind of a mixed bag. We got some structural issues in our class winner from class 1 that we got to fix in that hip and that knee. But, you know, that was the one in the class that had the power in there. But definitely a structural wreck in terms of front and back end. Definitely got to change that one up. She doesn't enjoy walking very much, which is extremely important. Young man out of class 2's got some shape and some muscle. Again, one that'll just kind of surprise you. He's kind of plain until you get down and just break him down and analyze him and handle him. And he's got some shape down that rack. He's got some loin expression, got a little shape in that leg. I think his structural correctness is good as well. Young man, you're trying hard, and every time you come out here, you're improving and you're working hard. I appreciate that. Young lady's doe, really long silhouette. Really like the little length of that one's neck. Not a real powerful goat, but you really like the look of her, how she's put together structurally. Then we come into this paint goat that is really good. That's the show goat of the bunch. He's definitely the power one. He's definitely the hide and hair one. He's fit really well. He's really, really good to the touch in terms of condition. One that just kind of blows the class away in terms of power. Again, he's starting to push that breastplate out ever so slightly in the maturity, but man, that's the one that moves. That's the one that looks like the show goat. It's a pretty easy decision for me. The paint's going to win your goat show today. Congratulations. I think after that, when we start talking about meat, muscle, and shape, young man, you're going to be the reserve champion today. Congratulations.
All right, that's going to get a grand champion. Market goat goes to Cassie McEntee, and your reserve goes to Landon Garcia. All right. We're going to go through our ag mechanics now at this time. Hey, Chris, can I microphone from you? While we're doing that, we're going to get, while we're doing our ag mechanics awards, we're going to get the showmanship lined up. Okay, they're still placing the ag mechanics, so if we're ready for the showmanship, let's go ahead and roll. Nicole, y'all ready? All right, let's roll our showmanship. If you've lost a pair of glasses, they're back at the check-in table back there.
Okay, let's hear it for them. There we go. Loud. There we go. You know, I get the opportunity to watch these kids all night, and I do watch you all night because that mattered when you come to showmanship is how your attitude was all during the show. Did you get frustrated? Did you show it? It's okay to get frustrated, just don't show it in here. That's for outside the ring. I always told my kids, you want to cry, we'll cry at home, but we're going to take care of business while we're in the show ring, and that's just kind of part of it. If you're hurt, you're hurt. But attitude is something that just shapes everything. So how you handle yourself in the ring is how you're going to handle yourself later in life. And you got to be able to handle the good with the bad. These 4 individuals that are out here are the better ones, and they just keep fighting, they just keep working. The young lady comes in and she just keeps it. She's just methodical and she's slow and she just takes care of business. And her goat always looks good. She always stays with it and she just stays in. Young man, you're a hard worker. You just keep working at it. But you're one of the few that do it right. You move around when I move past you, you move to the other side. Thank you. I appreciate that. That's why you're out here, is because you work the front of a goat good. It's not because you work the back end good, because he moves his feet a lot. But that's okay, because your hard work's paying off because you're listening and you're moving around the front of your goat, and I appreciate that. Young man, you're a workhorse. You just stay out and you just stay poised. Every time you're in the ring, you look like a professional, and I appreciate that. You're serious about what you do. You do all you can for your goat to make them look good each time you come in the ring. And you're always standing at attention. You're always a professional, and I appreciate that. And then, young lady, you just come out and show the wheels off stuff. That's just kind of who you are. You're just one that pushes your animals to the limit. You push them hard. You get them set. You work hard. You know how to place yourself. You'll be my grand champion, young man. You'll be my reserve.
Your overall goat showmanship goes to Cassie McEntee, with your reserve coming in as Gabe Swallow. Let's give all these kids another round of applause. They worked hard out there. All right, it's time. Our premier goat exhibitor will be Gabe Swallow. And our reserve premier goes to Shelby Honeycutt. Let's give them a round of applause. All right, I think we're ready for our adult showmanship. And then following that, we'll announce our winners of our ag mechanics. If y'all ready for the adult showmanship, let's go. Chris says he's got places to be. He's got to go home and rest his voice for tomorrow night. All right, Nicole, the objects stay on your feet. Remember, the curse has been broken. Don't. Riley, what are you doing out there? Lindsay, follow the goat. The goat is ready to go. You need to go, Lindsay. Where in the world did you find that? Larry, that goat and you kind of look alike. Both a little hairy. Both got bearded.
Did they have something else in common?
Lindsay, what are you doing to that goat? Riley, have you forgotten? Lindsay, he says no. Lordy, Lordy.
This is really bad. It's really bad.
I know you're really leaning for that Billy on the end down there, though.
Woo! That's a whole new meaning to the word goatee. I got dad jokes. Oh,
He's got them, but they don't work.
yeah. That's what you call flexing right there. Boy, it just... Kids, don't do this. Do not watch them. It is not good. Oh my gosh. It's a good thing we got a tent because the circus has come to town.
Corey, what are you doing? You're fine. Larry's down there jinxing you, isn't he? I just can't get over how much you have in common with that goat, Larry. I hope you and that goat don't smell alike, Larry. Nicole, we almost got 2 in the books. 2 in the books. Kiddos, don't forget to get your backdrop pictures made. Also, if you're not selling your animal, make sure you tell your ag teachers by tonight. If you are Grand or Reserve, you must sell your animals.
Well, I'm not real sure you want to clap for them, but you can clap for these 2. I'm not really sure what's going on over there. That definitely. I can't look. These two young ladies do a really good job. Both of them know how to work around the front of a goat. Again, you're always going to hear me say that. You got to work the front of an animal. These two get it done quite well. I think one edges out the other, just a little bit more aggressiveness, just a little bit more attentiveness. I hate to give it to her again, but I'm going to do it. Congratulations.
Super Senior Goat Showman goes to Corey Stiles. First goat you've ever showed. Oh. All right, they're totaling up the scores for the Ag Mechanics, and then they'll get those announced. Let's give Mr. Chris Drews a round of applause for coming out and judging our show tonight. He's done us a great job. He'll be back tomorrow night. Hopefully he gets his voice back. Like I said, we still got our Ag Mechanics to announce. So don't run off yet. Tomorrow night will be our swine show and our rabbits and our chickens. And then Friday night we'll be showing cattle, your market steers, your breeding heifers, beef heifers, and then your dairy heifers. And then we'll have our master showmanship contest on Friday night. And then Saturday morning, 9 o'clock, we'll be having breakfast for the buyers, and followed by the Parade of Champions where they get their belt buckles. And then the auction starts at 11 o'clock for the market animals. Ladies and gentlemen, I know some of you might not like to talk about it, but our meat and stuff comes from these animals, and this is a good chance to purchase these, get with your neighbors or whatever if you think one's too much for you. But this will be some of the best meat you ever put in the freezer. Come out and support these kids. Like I said, get with your neighbors and stuff, and y'all come buy these animals from these kids and enjoy them all year long, feeding your family with them. That's what they're raised for. Yeah, and it's a lot cheaper than you can buy it in the grocery store. All right, our Ag Mechanics is fixing to be out. Mr. Mark Levis is coming into the ring, one of our judges from UA 100. They're gathering up the prizes to bring around there. All right, here you go, sir.
Okay, first of all, I'd like to thank y'all for having us out here. Also, all the kids at the projects, you know, we saw some good work out there. We're blessed to be able to, you know, see some good talent displayed. So we're going to start out here in the medal division. Fifth place medal is Miguel Velasquez. Come on out here. Fourth place medal, Ashley Garcia, the horseshoe cross. Third place medal be Ronaldo Urbina for the gate. And also stay out here, buddy. You're not done yet. All right. So reserve team will be Alex Alvarez and Ronaldo Urbina, reserve grand champion. Grand champion team, Michelle Perez and Josie Guar. Nice job, ladies. Reserve individual, Harrison Sanders, Woodrat. Grand champion individual, Hannah Turner. Okay, so now we're going into our showmanship. Reserve showmanship, Ashley Garcia. Grand showman, Ronaldo Urbina. All right, that concludes our awards. Thank y'all very much.
Mark and gentlemen, thank y'all for judging that. We appreciate y'all. We appreciate the UA 100. They come out and support these kids every year, and they judge the ag mechanics. We sure do appreciate their support. Ladies and gentlemen, that concludes tonight's events. Look forward to seeing you here tomorrow night with our swine show. Y'all drive safe, and we'll see y'all tomorrow. Thank you.